Hey everyone, it's Sherry. Thanks for joining me for Young Minds Matter. Today's topic is attachment. So I've got my notes and I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything important. So in early childhood, we have an incredibly powerful opportunity to connect with children and families. From the moment that they arrive in our care to the very end of the day, and all the little moments in between, there are so many opportunities in the daycares, preschools, play schools, um, school age care centers, and even during the school hours, adults in children's lives have many opportunities to connect. So, how are you connecting with children? That's what I really want you thinking about today. When we connect with children in all the ways that we do, we are building a secure attachment. And what does that mean? Well, there are several reasons why we want children to have that secure attachment. First of all, children learn to trust us. That's so important that children have that trust with the adults in their lives. They have a healthy, thriving self perception when they have a positive interaction with adults. We help them to tune into their own emotions, and that's really important because when they're having that meltdown, to have that trusted adult beside them. They develop a positive self esteem, and they they have the ability to create their own emotional responses, because when they are in the presence of trusted adults, all of those things are really important. So let's think about the day. When are the opportunities for you to create attachment bonds with these children that are so important? Well, it begins when they arrive at the door. The parent, the guardian, often drops them off. Sometimes they're in a hurry to get going, and sometimes the children don't want to be there. So what do? Well, we slow down. We welcome them. We get down to their level. We make some kind of a personalized comment to the child and to the family. We acknowledge where they are in that moment. Things like, you look you look really happy to see me today, or you look really sad to be here this morning. You look really upset. And just acknowledging where they might be feeling in that moment. Making those connections with children and the families before they leave is super key. And it just starts right from that moment. But make sure you're getting down to the child's level. And of course, connect with the parent. Let the parent know maybe something you're going to be doing that day. Let the parent know something that maybe you've noticed about their child. Have that moment to really let the parent know that you're in tune with their child. Use connecting phrases. So here are some examples. I'm so glad that you're here. Get down, talk to the child at their level. I'm so glad that you're here. I mean, who doesn't want to be glad that you're there? Oh, did you know that your friend Jessica has been waiting for you? She's been asking where you are this morning. I've been waiting for you. I'm so glad that I was here today to welcome you. I can't wait to play cars with you again. I can't wait to go outside with you again. Did you know we're having your favorite Brussels sprouts for lunch today? Whatever the comments are, think of ways in that moment to connect with that child and let them know that they're glad that they're there. And confirm that yes, mom or dad or grandma or whoever is dropping them off has to leave. That's why you're here, because we're here to play and have fun today together. And it's okay for them to be upset when the parent is leaving. The idea is when you make that secure attachment, it will eventually get to a point where they're okay with their parent leaving because they know that they're in a place where they are loved and that they are going to have lots of good interactions and connections in that day. So you welcome the child in. Now what? Okay, let's think about all the daily interactions that happen. There are opportunities for playtime. There is potentially going outside time. There's lunch time. There is cleaning up time. There is the end of the day time. So thinking about all of these interactions with children, what can you do? Well, the first thing I want you to think about is just slow down. We are rushing way too much to get through childhood, but really, it's a really important time. Did you know that children's brains are growing faster between 0 and 2 years than any other time in their life? And then between 0 and 5 years, those connections that are being made are so important that the brain neurons are firing at tremendous speeds that we can't even imagine. In 2 years, they go from not being able to communicate to not only communicating, but being independent, where if they had to, they could grab their own Cheerios off of the shelf. It's amazing growth spirit. So we've got to be really conscious about our interactions with them and know that every interaction that you have is developing their brain, is developing the interaction and the ability to interact. So for example, just take a deep breath, be in the moment, be present with those children. Try really hard to put aside all of the worries of your day. Don't worry about what you're going to have for supper. Maybe you can have that thought at break time. But if you're thinking about what you're having for supper, you're not present with the children, and they will know that you're there or not there. Peekaboo. Did you know that peekaboo teaches children so much? Those little infants, it teaches them about connection. That even when your eyes are covered, you're still there. Because when you cover your eyes, they think you're gone because they use your eyes to connect with you. So peekaboo teaches call and response. It teaches children that I'm going to have a turn and then you're going to have a turn. Let's think about that. That's a life skill. In communication, you talk and then I talk. Turn and reserve. So it's really a serve and return. It's really important that when you are serving, you're allowing the children an opportunity to respond, and peekaboo does that. That simple act of playing peekaboo is building millions of connections in that child's brain in even just those few moments that you're doing that. This is a vital interaction and social connection for those children. Bring yourself always back into the moment of what children are doing. Take a look when they're playing with blocks. Be present and play with those blocks. Go into their world. Don't assume that they can do what you can do. They can't yet, but that's what they're learning. They're building. Allow the children to take the lead. If they're playing tea party, play tea party. If they're showing an interest in birthdays, have a birthday party. You can be the leader and you can bring in your ideas of play, but then allow children the opportunity to build upon that. And once you learn what they're interested in, do more of that. Because when children are interested in something, it will just blossom and grow. When you're changing diapers, that's a beautiful opportunity to make connections by singing them little songs, pointing out parts of their body, telling them what you're doing. Narrate to the youngest that you have. Narrate to those infants. Okay, I'm going to change your bum. Here we go. I'm going to get your knee. Tickle their little knees. Oh, look at you. Oh my goodness. You have a full diaper today. Okay, let's get you cleaned up. Talking to the child teaches them language skills. It can feel weird and awkward at first, but all of that language is so important. When you're not talking to children and you're changing their diaper, just think about that time that is wasted. So, when can you connect with children? When you're singing, drawing, dancing, doing a puzzle, playing blocks, being outside, at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, and all of the times in between. This week I challenge you this. Ask yourself each day this week, when did I make a meaningful connection? And when did I miss making a meaningful connection so that I can try that again tomorrow? This week, you'll be brought a book to share with children, and I would love for each one of you to read this book. It's called You and Me. It's all about making connections. Enjoy thinking about attachment. It's the most critical thing that you're going to do. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing how it's going.